Hi there. This is a quick video to assess the question of what's going on with the Kingsguard in House of the Dragon, following the mutual death of the Cargill twins fighting each other in Episode 2, that, think about it, each side of the war just lost a Kingsguard. And what are they going to do after that? Now, I'm recording this right before Episode 3, and we saw in the preview that we will have a burial scene for them, and hopefully they'll address the issue of replacements, that Viserys' Kingsguard had 7 members. 4 stayed with Aegon, but 3 went to Rhaenyra's side and started her Queensguard. Now, obviously, neither side had a full 7 members, so over the course of the story, they do appoint a few replacements. We never hear of a full 7 for either side. And some of these are spoilery, so I am not going to share them. This is just no spoilers, that you will see people appointed, but it's like someone did well in a battle, so he gets appointed, and I don't want to reveal that yet, that kind of thing. Of just, how do the numbers work with this? And on top of that, that Harold Westerling is still alive in the show. Let me tell you right now, I have been reporting on all filming leaks for this, going over with the real hardcore set spies and everything. None of the spy community for the past 2 years has the first idea what is going on with Harold Westerling in the TV show. That in the books, he just died during the 10-year time skip of old age. Why keep him alive? That Criston Cole was just already the Lord Commander of the Kingsguard, late in Viserys' reign. What are they doing with that? And we kind of suspect that he's going to head over to Rhaenyra's side as a replacement for Eric, which in the books was someone else. But it makes sense that we never get a full count of 7. He's probably just headed over to Rhaenyra. Or are they going to do something else entirely? We don't really know. So that throws a bit of a wrench into our numbering scheme here. But to give you the quick rundown, I'm just doing this over audio over a chart really quickly. In the book version, the 4 who sided with Aegon were Criston Cole, Aric Cargill with an A, and the way to tell them apart is Aric with an A sided with Aegon with an A. And the other 2 were Rickard Thorne and Willis Fell. The 3 who sided with Rhaenyra were Eric Cargill, then Steffan Darklyn and Laurent Marbrand. And you saw the 2 of them, remember in the Season 1 finale when Daemon makes them re-swear their loyalty in front of his dragon? So, in the book version, it's actually Steffan who stole Viserys' crown and gave it to Rhaenyra to build up Eric more, because we only have so many episodes before he dies. They had him be the one who frees Rhaenys and steals the crown and everything, so they shift things around a bit. And also, just the last episode, you saw Laurent Marbrand was the one who rushed back in, but they couldn't tell which one was there, Eric, so he couldn't help him. So those guys are in there. Now, Rhaenyra will appoint other replacements and stuff. I'm not going to get into that. Aegon will appoint other replacements. Not going to get into that. The one person that we don't really have a time associated with when he was made a replacement, just it says, near the end of the story, this other guy, Giles Belgrave, who at some point Aegon had appointed to the Kingsguard, but it doesn't really say when. So, okay, that's the one replacement I can talk about, because, okay, potentially he could have been there since around the time of Blood and Cheese or something. Giles Belgrave is maybe another one. And others pointed this out, and okay, I'll go with this, for, like the wiki crowd and stuff. Sometimes we assign names to, given that there's only 7 Kingsguard, logically one of the ones in Game of Thrones should have been Preston Greenfield, but I mean, they were played by extras. Game of Thrones really condensed the Kingsguard a lot. House of the Dragon put more emphasis on individuals in it. But this wasn't my idea, it's other people I noticed on wikis and stuff were saying, technically we did see 2 stand-ins playing other Kingsguard, who we haven't identified, in that scene where Cole goes to bully Aric into going to attack Rhaenyra. So they are functionally being treated as Giles Belgrave and Willis Fell for the moment. Though, just because we're assigning them a name doesn't mean that they're actually, going to do the role they did in the story. I mean, for example, the TV version of Steffan isn't the one who stole the crown, it was Eric. So you might reshuffle these roles around. The one person we do know of, who will be a new Kingsguard in Season 2, is that Rickard Thorne will appear, and we have spy photos of him, played by veteran actor Vincent Regan. You might remember from 300 and a couple of other projects, and Troy and things. He's a veteran actor, done a lot of martial stuff, pretty good. But I have to stress that even though they're calling him Rickard Thorne, Willis Fell is kind of the more important character, the old retainer who has been there a long time, been there since Jaehaerys' time. So it's possible that Vincent Regan's Rickard Thorne will perform the narrative function of Willis Fell in the book, but because Alliser Thorne is a character in Game of Thrones, they wanted to have that connection of, oh, you're also a Thorne. The Thorns are a family from the Crownlands. So, okay, fine, reshuffle the names. It doesn't really affect anything in this case. There are cases where reshuffling the names does significantly alter things. This isn't one of them. I'm fine with that. It's just a name. But the thought also occurs to me, what if they kept Harold Westerling alive for a more, even bigger reason? Like maybe they want him to do, when Willis Fell eventually does something else and survives something other characters don't. That's too spoilery, but maybe they want to combine this so that he's the guy who stays through most of this because he's already alive. We don't know. I'm only 2 episodes into this, and we're seeing episode 3 tonight, and hopefully they bring up the issue of maybe on the green side we're going to start seeing Vincent Regan. He hasn't actually had a speaking role yet. I think he might have appeared in the funeral procession, but that's really it. And again, we're never going to get a full 7 on both sides. Just at the moment, this is what's going on with the Kingsguard, and they might need to address it. Kingsguard and Queensguard of our numbers are low, oh, here's the new guy. And because there's only 7 of them and Harold was still alive, both Willis Fell and Rickard Thorne could not have both been on Viserys' Kingsguard in the TV version. Only one of them could be the old veteran of the Viserys regime. And I think they're going to, if they right away say Rickard Thorne has been here since the beginning, Willis Fell is the new guy, that'll explain that.